Hi everyone, this is Wayne Rivers at Performance Construction Advisors, where we build better contractors. This week I want to help you work on your reading list. I recently got an email from a rising leader in a construction company, and he said, I just got this promotion, I'm really excited. What books should I be reading? And I came up with 3 or 4 off the top of my head. It'll keep him busy for a while. So here I've got about 7, I think, and 2 of them go together, and really you should read them as one book. But I'll just go over these, and if you haven't read them, I recommend them all so highly. These are, I think I've read something, my wife and I were trying to figure it out, something like on the order of 3,500 books in my life. And these are, for business books anyway, these are about the very best I can recommend to you. The first is, it's Your Ship by Mike Abrashoff, and you've heard this, and we recently did a vlog, I've already forgotten the author's name, about turning around a submarine. Mike turned around a surface ship, literally taking it from the worst graded ship in the Navy to the best in less than 2 years. How did he do that? There was no manual in the Navy for how to take a rotten performing ship and turning into a well-oiled machine. So what Mike did was he adopted the mindset, it's your ship, and he went around to everybody on his ship, not boat. If it's over 300 feet, it's a ship, okay? He went to everyone on his ship, and he just talked to them, and he asked them for ideas. How are we going to make this a better place? How would we get you to re-enlist when your term is up? Those kinds of things. And with that attitude, he was able to just re-engineer the entire culture of the ship. And so we talk about culture all the time. In this case, the Navy grades each of its ships. And so the culture transmitted into action that allowed them to improve the performance of everyone on the ship, and it just turned into a great thing. Great, exciting, fun book. Mike's a really good guy, fun guy. The second is Unique Ability. This is one of Dan Sullivan's creations, written with Catherine Nomura here. Unique ability is so important. You might call it highest and best use. We're going to talk about that in another vlog coming up soon. Highest and best use is a real estate term, but it applies to people in businesses too, I think. And unique ability, there's a very simple prescription in Dan's book for how you go about ascertaining your unique ability, because we're not all that objective about ourselves, right? So you want to probably get some other people to opine, but your unique ability is something that you're really good at, you love to do it, you keep better at doing it, you get better and better at doing it over time, and you never tire of it. And if you can focus in your organization on your unique ability for a day a week, 2 days a week, 3 days a week, the more you can focus on unique ability and have other people focusing on their unique abilities, the better off your organization is going to be in terms of productivity, but also in terms of happiness. Okay, the next one, Rob Sleep. Time really is money. This will transform how you think about the things you do at work. Rob talks about the difference between $50 an hour stuff, $500 an hour activities, $5,000 an hour activities, and he's got stories in his book about people that do $5 million an hour activities. But you can't jump from where you are now, potentially, to $5 million an hour. You've got to go up the stair steps one at a time. Tremendous book. This is good for everybody in your organization, because it will cause them to think about their day-to-day activities in a way that is directly relatable to productivity. In business, we talk about money all the time, and people say, "Oh, money, you're greedy, you're obsessed with money." Money is just a way to measure. It's a good measuring tool in business, and so that's why we talk about it all the time, and that's why Rob breaks it down into $50 an hour activities, etc. Great, great book. These 2 books, Who and The Ideal Team Player. Ideal Team Player by Patrick Lencioni, and Who by Jeff Smart. You've heard us talk about these. If you read these 2 books and you don't do anything other than what they tell you to do in these 2 books, you will transform your hiring process. You will go from being wherever you are now. Some are very good at hiring, some are not so good. Most contractors are not that great at getting the talent they really truly want and deserve. Read these 2 books, follow their prescriptions strictly, and you'll transform your hiring processes in your business. Leadership is an Art. Max Dupree introduced the concept of servant leadership in business. This is the leadership book that we prescribe for our boot camp attendees. Boot camp, by the way, October 24th, 2024, the last one of the year in Raleigh. So contact Charlotte and get your folks signed up as soon as you can. This is a great book, and the description of servant leadership, Dupree talks about abandoning oneself to the strengths of others. Abandoning oneself to the strengths of others. And so many leaders think they have to roll up their sleeves and put their hands on everything and pull all the levers and turn all the screws in their businesses. And if you abandon yourself to the talents of others, you're going to be happier. It's kind of like getting back to Dan Sullivan's concept of unique ability. You're going to be happier. The other people in your organization are going to be happier, and your productivity will go up. And the final book, we talk about success all the time. We talk about culture all the time. What is culture? What does it even mean? My peer group member, Stephen Anderson, wrote this book. It's 130-something pages. It is the best book on culture I've ever read. And he defines culture so simply. It's how we treat each other in our shared journey. That's the culture of your organization. This is the best culture book I've ever read. So easy to read. Steve will be happy if you buy his books. He might buy me dinner at our next peer group meeting, perhaps. Let's see. But I recommend it so highly. Terrific book. And, culture is an ephemeral term. So the fact that Steve gives you not one but two definitions for culture in his book goes a long way towards helping you understand. So I would say to any young leader, any rising leader in a construction company, or a seasoned leader in a construction company, if you read this batch of books, you'll be better, smarter, more enthusiastic about your job, and I just can't recommend them highly enough. So let me know what you think. Share with me in the comments, and maybe share with the group some others that you've read that had a great impact on you. This is Wayne Rivers at Performance Construction Advisors, where we build better contractors.